Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we are going to be discussing Nightwing, issue 10. So this is the Bloodhaven Part 1 storyline. This is basically what it says in the cover. Nightwing returns to Bloodhaven. So, this actually has nothing to do with the overall story. However, the very first page of this book had me cracking up so hard because we get to see Damian Wayne's Robin actually practicing his call to the Titans. You get to see him standing on top of a gargoyle saying, "To me, my Titans!" And of course Batgirl sees this and she kind of makes fun of him for it. And they're discussing what happened to Tim, the fact that Tim is dead. We all know that he's not, but that's Detective Comics. And then we get to see a bit more about them discussing the issues with Nightwing, and we also see that Batman's keeping a close tab on these two. And I think they're all kind of dealing with the fact that Dick left. Dick's on his way to Bloodhaven. So basically, Bloodhaven is trying to clean up its act. It's trying to become more family-friendly, more tourist-friendly, and trying to just completely expunge its criminal underground history. Well, as we get to see, Nightwing, aka Dick Grayson, is in a bit of an interview. He's interviewing for a position as a volunteer at the community center. So he's going to try to help young teens or kids that could be in trouble. And basically, his interviewer is asking him, why now? Why a boy from Gotham, a boy who was brought into a wealthy family, why is he in Bloodhaven now? Well, he then goes into a really long, assorted story, catching her up on everything that went on with the Bat family, everything that went on with Raptor, his own personal discovery, and his own development up until this point. And then he said, "That's what I wanted, that's what I thought about telling her." However, he then states the kind of corny slogan they have for Bloodhaven, that he wanted to get his blood up. Yeah, but she talks about the fact that she actually looked into his past and the fact that he did overcome this horrible tragedy with his parents and the Flying Graysons. We discuss a bit more about that, and she says that he is a perfect choice for the position, especially since it is unpaid and there are absolutely zero benefits. So basically, Dick Grayson has moved to Bloodhaven to try to reintroduce himself to who he is. He wants to know who he is apart from being Nightwing, apart from the Bat family. He wants to just find who is Dick Grayson. So we see him. He's very much, a young 20-something moving out of daddy's house for the first time and making sure he's got his posters up on the wall and he's got all his stuff. I love the fact that in this panel you can see that Alfred actually packed his boxes for him because it says Master Dick's Things. I love that. That was a great little callback to it. But this is the first time he's out on his own without Bat Daddy footing the bill. So he's actually even paying for his own apartment and dealing with everything. But you see him a quiet night, home alone. He's reading a book, then he's reading a comic, which I love the fact that he's reading the comic Robin Hood Rebirth, #1. So that's cute. We get to see him watching television, kind of vegging out and eating. He's calling a friend, and he actually calls Roy Harper, and they're talking about something, and he's bored. Literally, this entire span happens in 9 minutes. He's bored to tears. He doesn't know how to be alone, how to be his own person, really. And thankfully, he doesn't have to worry about that for too much longer because there's a police chase that goes through his neighborhood. So, of course, he suits up, shoots out of the window, and yes, we do get to see the butt, the Dick Grayson. Yep. Mark just rolled his eyes. You didn't see that part. So, yeah. Going through Bloodhaven, going to save the day. And who does he come across but Gorilla Grimm? Which Gorilla Grimm basically tells Nightwing he didn't do anything wrong. He's got the wrong guy. He needs to believe him. He actually asks him for help in this. And, you know, the cops are basically telling him that they don't really, that, you know, Gotham may have their caped guy, but they don't need one here in Bloodhaven. They handle things on their own. So, clearly, they're not sure about what's going on. They don't really like him being there. And so he didn't really like that. He doesn't really like the fact that they start to tase him. And the entire time, Gorilla Grimm he's holding to the fact that he's innocent. He didn't do anything. That Nightwing needs to look into this because he's turned a new leaf. He's a good guy now. He's you know, just an ordinary guy now. You know, a large gorilla guy, but still, he's just an ordinary citizen now. And as you can tell, the new tourist industry, they're definitely excited the fact that they have their own vigilante now. So, you know, Nightwing's back. So, Dick does go in and look into a bit more about what Gorilla Grimm was saying, and he actually finds out that the same woman that he interviewed with earlier, the same woman that Gorilla Grimm told him would vouch for him, is none other than the Defacer, who is a bad guy. So definitely she's moonlighting as a villain. I'd love to see a bit more about that. But the next story is, who is the Defacer? Clearly, it's a good issue. It's a fun issue. I love the fact that it opened up with the Bat family and their whole family dynamic of making fun of their little kid brother. And I loved that. I loved the fact that it was Nightwing trying to reestablish who he is as Dick Grayson without being Nightwing, without being a member of the Bat family. He even states he's close enough to where he can go home if he needs to, but he's far enough away to where Bat Daddy's not just going to pop in all the time. But, you know, this reads to me a lot like a 20-year-old who just got their first apartment. You know, somebody who wants independence for the first time. I think, honestly, I'm really excited about this. I really love the fact that Seeley is kind of writing this as an unestablished young adult. This is him trying to figure out who he is without focusing completely on being a hero or completely on being under, you know, Batman or even Bruce Wayne's foot. You know, he's on his own and he's paving his own way, and I'm really excited to see where this goes moving forward. The art was really great. The writing was really funny. I really loved this. It's a good jumping on point if you haven't read any of the issues before this, which the issues were great. Huge thing with Raptor. Loved that. But yeah, pick it up. If you like Nightwing at all, give it a shot. So give me a like if you like this video. Comment below and tell me what you thought about this comic. And what do you think of the new and sort of improved Bloodhaven? Yeah, so subscribe to my channel for more comic book content, or check out any of my older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.